Thank you. His divine loving grace, Jagat Guru, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Go Prabhupada Hare Krishna devotees, now you're all sit now. So please take the mats, and if you are sitting here with the mats, those of you cannot sit, like you can take the chairs in the back. Now we are going to have the offering from Srila Prabhupada disciples. So please clean up the place here. So I'd like to please move forward because we need more devotees will be coming. So Prabhus, can you please get up and come here, please? We need, because we have a lot of space here. We don't want to leave a space in the front. And, yeah. So yeah. Sorry.
We need one more chair.
One more chair. Prabhu, you can take it.
Another chair.
Another chair.
Yes.
74 and 75. 13 and 14.
Oh, listen, before, very quickly I can forget this, but the devotee who's leading the budget when we came in. Pray? Oh, pray. Hey, do you know that the first few times you sing, the bhajan you sing, that tune, you know where it came from originally? We were in we were gonna ride down in our bus. It was maybe 500 of us. And two of the buses, Hare Krishna. Can you hear me now? Yeah, the bus broke down in front of this little, very small little temple. And these Bengali devotees came out. They were chanting that bhajan. And then, so, everybody, get a tape, because back then it was big tape recorders, like, get your phone out. And they got these big tape recorders, and we got that one. And there was this, and then the Guru Kuli boys came out, and they gave us. I got about 6 different melodies that a lot of devotees don't know originated in these different situations, and with that kirtan, you can do so many. It's like Sindhu, so many rivulets, right? It's beautiful tune and melody that you can do different things with it. But stay in your lane, don't go too high.
So yes, we are already running late. Hopefully devotees can mind that. Yes, Prasadam serving will be a little late, but we want to hear from Srila Prabhupada disciples. Hope we can extend the program a little bit further. We'll see like how long it's going to take. Maybe 10 minutes each speaker. That's what we are expecting to talk. And yes, if any other devotees want to talk, then we can take turns after that.
10 minutes? Okay.
Jai Prabhupada. Jai. Yes, I am 70. Well, I'll be 77 tomorrow, so I guess that counts. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pachani Nirvisesha Sinyavadi Prasatana Satana. So, first I want to offer my most humble obeisances to all of you. Vanchakalpachu Vyasa Kriya Sindhu Bhyevacha Patita Namba Malevio Vaishnavevio Namo Namah. That actually, the reason I'm saying this is because all of your services were so wonderful to see the Rath Yatra, yes, Rath Yatra being put together, and then having the Janmashtami services put together, because I could see the love and the devotion that all of you were putting into helping to make such a wonderful glorification of Krishna and Prabhupada. That is the pure characteristics of a pure devotee. that he has given us the symptoms, the beginning symptoms of pure bhakti. And I remember as a young brahmachari, I was listening to Prabhupada speaking, and at that time, there was many different views of what Srila Prabhupada was. It wasn't a question of who he was, we could see that, but we didn't understand what he was and who he is. Because all throughout his lectures, which after hearing them for so many years, I'm listening, I'm thinking, how wonderful that he was able to translate, or he was able to recite all of the verses, often, so often, all of the verses. And this is impossible for a regular, normal human being to be able to recite and to say such wonderful verses constantly, all the time, all the time. And when he was speaking, even though he had a very strong accent, the eloquence of his voice, the eloquence of his words, they are first class, top of the line. Even when he first started speaking in New York, and most of the devotees were, not the most, but the majority, were still at a very neophyte level. That we had never heard these types of discussions. And Prabhupada, he was saying things that were at such a high level, but because of the way that he was explaining it, people were able to understand. At least they could understand the basic. The basics is that we are not this body, and he emphasized that constantly. So now, at this point in my life, I'm listening, I'm hearing Srila Prabhupada, and I remember having seen him several times speaking, particularly in Vrindavan. I remember I failed one time very badly in serving Prabhupada because he wanted to, he needed to have a little tube, one of these electric tubes that fits into the speaker. It's not like the ones we have today. And I was getting on the bike, I was given the mission to go get the tube. And in Vrindavan, finding a tube, electric tube at that time, this was in 1972, 73, was very difficult. And I couldn't find the one electric walla. He was, his shop was in a different location. So I said, oh, okay, well, I can't find it. I gave up, and I went back, and then Prabhupada was sitting there. He was getting ready to lecture, and the devotee said, well, Prabhupada, it's not working. And he said, why not? And I thought to myself, why? Because I failed. And I understood how serious even small little things are in your devotional service. Because our service is to be able to make sure that the spiritual master is given the prime purpose and the prime mission in our life, 24/7. And at that time also, I remember having an opportunity to talk to Prabhupada. I believe I may have said this before, that I'll have to go offline in order to explain to some of you what really happened, the whole story, but it was a wonderful story. There's a purport to all of this. But Prabhupada, I was asking him this question. I said, Srila Prabhupada, how is it that we are Satchidananda Vigraha by nature, but yet at the same time, it's seemingly that we are acting against our own true interest? It says, I explain, what is it, how is it that we're doing this? Why are we acting, if I'm Satchidananda Vigraha, why am I acting in the mode of ignorance and passion and trying to enjoy these senses? And he said that that was a very good question. And he went on to explain that the reason that we are doing this is because we are envious of Krishna. That is the real reason that we fall down in the first place. We are envious of Krishna. And then he went on to explain something even more emphatic, even more profound. He said, the other part is that you are actually envious of the spiritual master. And at that time, I couldn't appreciate and understand. As a young brahmachari, I was serving in Vrindavan, everything I was doing, I thought, okay, I'm doing my service, I'm chanting my rounds, I'm here in Vrindavan, glorifying Prabhupada every day. And I thought, how can I be envious of the spiritual master? And then later, as I started becoming involved with householder life, and I started to pick up on the little points that he was trying to emphasize. The why we are envious is because we are not doing everything 24/7 for him. Even though we are married and we have families and we're doing things, we begin to act outside of his instructions. Not necessarily in a mean manner or intentionally, but I thought to myself, this meaning that if I don't do everything that Prabhupada has asked me to do as his disciple, that is the envy. So I had to understand now, at this point in my life, I don't have the freedom, I don't have the opportunity to ignore his instructions. I don't have the freedom to act to please my family anymore. As you're growing, as your family, you don't have any choice. It's a natural attachment. Prabhupada said that. But now at the point when you realize you have no other purpose, no other meaning, no other relationship that you are, is in other words, what is it? Somebody said, who are you trying to impress? Am I trying to impress my wife? Am I trying to impress my children? And I have to say things to them all the time that they may or may not like, but I have to say it because this is what Prabhupada has asked us to say, to do. And constantly, then I see, then that is where the envy is in everyone. We're envious to some degree. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. When we stop becoming envious of Krishna and envious of the spiritual master, then we'll be able to go back to home, back to Godhead, because we cannot enter into the spiritual world with any tinge of any holding, desirings for material gratification. So my life at this point is so filled with Prabhupada, and I'm so happy that he has given me the blessings, that he has not kicked me away, that he has seen, regardless of all the nonsense, that there's something inside of me that's actually meant to be delivered. And that was what he gave us all, the deliverance of going back to Godhead. So again, thank you very much, Prabhupada.
Excuse me. There's just so many things. I mean, from our past, because we've been around for so long. And, when we joined, and I always like to reference this because when I joined the temple, it was in a YMCA. Temple was inside a YMCA. Thanks. And it was not for the YMCA, for the garden, okay. But yeah, the most amazing thing, I left for some time and I started reading, and I got a book that changed my life forever, Beyond Birth and Death. I thought I was a smart guy, I read this book, that Tibetan Book of the Dead, so. I thought I was a yogi. And I read that book, and I read it like 7 times straight. I said, oh my God, I'm in, this brain is raggedy, so I went, so the devotees moved into that temple. There was a history prior to that. The devotees moved into that temple and they were painted red and green, all these loud colors. So we were mad, we went up there and said, I don't know what we thought we were gonna do, but hey, y'all can't paint this building these colors. And then I walked in and the first devotee I met, Ramakeli, I said, boy, stop all that nonsense, come here. And he literally grabbed me and pulled me in. I said, hey, what is this? Is this a kidnapping? He said, yeah, I'm kidnapping you for Krishna. How about that? And then I said, well, wait a minute. I remember waking up as a brahmachari. Well, they put saffron on me, okay? And I woke up that morning in the swimming pool. It was the same swimming pool my father taught kids how to swim in from the neighborhood. I woke up there, I was like, wait a minute. Somebody put something in my drink, it was just too bizarre. You know what I mean? You wake up in the place, from 4 to 12, I played in that Y. And then they got Kishore Kishori, and it was very hard. It was hard to accept the deity in that form. For some reason, the smaller deities, because it was just enough. And I don't know what he's saying, but I couldn't understand a thing Prabhupada said. I mean, really, you're not your body, okay. Heard that a lot. But I remember one day after so much service, and after you dress the deity, Chanamrita, see what Ramakeli would do, told me, no, you need to say Chanamrita 3 times a day. I said, why me? He said, is it good? I said, tastes great, So, and I just noticed after some time, my taste changed, because I hated it at first. Yogurt, I'd run out of the temple. Sweet rice, even sweet rice. Yikes, this is not good. So, but then after a while, I was like, sweet rice and halava, Ramakeli kept give him more. There's nothing wrong with that boy. Give him some more. and so one day, I tasted the prasad, puri, hot puris, halava. And I'm hungry now. Halava and sweet rice. I didn't want to get up. I was like, can we have some more? He said, no, you ate it all. And see, I like savory things like the poppers. I was in love with poppers. Don't. Oh, and pakoras. Oh my God. Sorry. I just went into lust land. But that's sorry. But yes. And then the one day we were sitting in class, and Prabhupada he actually came because we installed. They brought all the deities in North America. They brought them to Chicago. They brought the deities from Detroit. Kunjabi Hari. There were devotees. There were deities in Winnipeg, Canada, Toronto, Winnipeg, Montreal. There was deities from everywhere. I didn't know. The altar was full of deities, and there were like almost 600-700 devotees. I'd never seen that many devotees. So big class for that because it was the YMCA. We had big gym, and the altar was very nice. So Prabhupada was speaking, and it was the same thing. And all of a sudden, yes, I have said, it just clear. I heard the whole, so I jumped up. I can hear Prabhupada. And the devotees looked at me like, sit down. So then I knew the process was working. I said, I was just happy, like, okay, sweet rice works. Hey, boy, then it was like, it was Krishna, it was on. So, if you just don't listen to your mind, that's the first thing. Kick him every day you get up, just kick him, right in the, kick him. But kick him. Because he's there to distract you. He's there to, he's holding you captive. He wants to make, that's a service. You know, there might be Maya Kirtan somewhere. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, where they say, they got their whole program. Okay, get this, get all these living entities, do this, do that. Keep them subjugated, keep them enslaved. And do it in such a way that they never know they're in Maya. Yeah. But they never know they're in Maya. You know, and listen, Krishna made it really clear. Maya Dakshina. He says, I own the Maya. So you can't defeat. It's not like something you could defeat, especially if you're unaware of it anyway. And many people that are made aware of it, well, I can handle Maya. Yeah. Okay, buddy. How you doing? We'll see you on the other side. You know? So, yeah. So we just remember, and the wonderful thing about now, after so many years of, you know, so much, you know, I was thinking of this the other day. So much kirtan, so many temples, so much sacrifice. So, you know, kirtan, harinams in the rain, book distribution in the snow. Ooh, Omaha, don't go there. I mean, you should, but I'm saying distribute books. Because we were in our buses driving all, you know, Prabhupada loved those buses. Now I'm going to finish up with this. So, Prabhupada, when all the buses came to New York, we had moved from Hare Krishna, New York, Brooklyn. They came from Brooklyn, Henry Street. When the deities moved from Henry Street to 55th Street. Yeah. You know, Prabhupada was so proud of that high rise. He said, this building, he said, is our foot. He did it like this. He said, it's our foot on the head of Maya. He said that. And even when the last days when he was leaving, it was just a whole nother pastime. But anyway, at the end, he wrote a letter to all the devotees. He said, yes, I'm very, very ill. But if I die, he said, build a samadhi on the roof of the 55th Street Temple and put my body there. A preacher dies on the field preaching. Yeah. So I was wrapping it up with the bus. So, okay, so when Prabhupada saw our bus, because they banned us. To run it down with that party, we were in Phoenix or Tempe, Arizona. Yeah, we were down there, I was making the bus real nice. They said, you can't, your budget is this. I spent, you know, yours is $20. I spend like, you know, $500. And the bus party leader, you can't do this. This is Maya. I said, yeah, okay. All right, well. Then they said, because we disobeyed. I completely rebuilt this bus. Beautiful inside. Nice kitchen, bathroom, altar. We had Radha Damodar. And Gita Nagri. They were on our bus for, as soon as Vishnu John went to play in the woods, we got the deities. And then, but anyway, so Prabhupada looked out the window, saw the line of buses on 55th Street. He's observing them. He said, Sudama Maharaj. He said he was standing right there because he wanted to know whose bus was the best. So he runs downstairs. For Christ. That's it. You're on. I said, well, what? He said, you're driving Srila Prabhupada to Gita Nagari. I said, okay. You know, where's the sweet rice? You know, I mean, you know. So he said, Prabhupada said, this bus is my long cherished dream. So we got him, and this one devotee back then, he thought he was like an imitation of the Krishna Maharaj. And he would come out, try to be heavy like Goswami. He was sitting in my bus seat. When it was time to go, oh, I'm driving. I said, what you're doing? You've never drove this bus in your life. What to speak of this bus, a bus. He said, nah, you're not going to handle it. I said, we're in New York, Manhattan, and we got to go into Brooklyn? Of course, you know, around the... I said, you want to try that? I wanted to see him do it just so that... But, you know, he would have killed Prabhupada, the deity. He would have killed everybody. So Sudama comes down. He said, this just still no. What are you doing? I'm driving this bus. Sometimes devotees would say something a little spicy, a little chilly. Get off that bus. I tried to stay, you know, real cool, like I was cracking up. I was laughing like a maniac. And see, he was mad, you know, walked up. And then Prabhupada came out. The whole street, I mean, it was like devotees were everywhere, offering obeisances. And then he gets on, Prabhupada gets on the bus. You know, when you get on the bus, the driver is lower, around like almost foot level. Prabhupada. Those feet, Srila Prabhupada's feet, I was like, yeah, you can shoot me like right now. Just shoot me in the head. After seeing how beautiful Prabhupada's feet were, I was like, and you know, I kind of, yeah. I snuck a personal feel on that one, you know? And then, okay, so then he gets on and we drive out. Last part of this. And we're driving out, and we had devotees that had come back. Bali Madan was on there. Some devotees from Australia. He was a big kirtan guy from Australia. Madhavis, yeah. Yeah, Emperor of Kirtan. And so they get on the bus, and then Tamal. Bali Madan. So he had never been on the bus before, like ever. So he tells Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, and he had his hand in, like Napoleon. Srila Prabhupada, if you'd like to take a shower, be very careful, because the water gets very hot here. So he walked out. I'm standing there. Prabhupada said, he's never been on this bus before, has he? You know, y'all can't trick. I said, you can't trick Prabhupada. He tried to act like he... And then last, it's still my heart beat like terror. I have driven out of that tunnel at least 50 times. I drove that bus like a go-kart. Then we come out on that curve, that one curve when you come out the first curve. And then I'm turning the bus, you know, real gently, because I got all these devotees, there's a few extra deities. Oh, we had Tripurari's deities on it too. Tripurari's deities. So many. So we pull the bus out, and the bus won't move. I can't get the bus off the curb. And right there on this big curve, you see Jersey City, and it's a very low railing, like really low. To the point where if something were to happen, we're just gonna flip over. I said, okay, Krishna, don't do this to me. Please. I'm going to kill my guru. I'm going to kill all these sannyasis, deeds. I said, you know, I was crying. I was crying. And I said, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj, for Christ, what are you doing? Why does the bus feel like this? Back and forth, back and forth. The guy said, Goswami, you're killing me. He said, if something happens, I am going to kill you. so we get to the edge. I said, I got to stop for a minute. Just I was a place and like something was, and I was there on my knees. Allah, Buddha, Jesus, everybody come on through. I need y'all's help, like right now. Not now, but right now. You know, so, and then they came out. And then, you know, Tamal said, what are you doing? Are you getting yourself together? He said, you should have had your, Tamal gets off. Tamal will get on your case if that piece of flour was, you know. I could talk, after the bus pulled away, you can say anything. You can call me all kind of names, animals, militias, yavinas. You could have called me whatever you wanted. The relief from getting off of that and knowing that I wasn't going to kill Prabhupada today. I don't even think a devotee ever thought, you know what I mean? That thought. You know, like who would, it's just like, it's unimaginable that your brain would even conceive of something like that. Anyway, so that was the story, and it was so much more one day. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada ki.
I don't have a whole lot of special stuff to say on any of those glorious pastimes or things. But I do have a little bit of the bus thing, but maybe I'll get to that in a minute. My journey started at 11 with Prashadam. I went to my sister's wedding with my mother, and she stuck a gulab jamun in my mouth. So gotta have the Prashadam.
She put a glove gem in?
Yes. And maybe eat the whole thing.
Now, yeah, I had to get that, okay?
And then
right.
summer break comes, and I go to stay with her for 2 weeks while my mother is having a back operation. What? Los Angeles. I started in Los Angeles, mostly in the Midwest, though. I'm from Los Angeles. She got married to Jayatirtha at the La Cienega Temple. My sister is Jayatirtha's first wife.
That's right. Okay, I got that.
And then
It just clicked. Okay.
after 3 or 4 days in the temple during that 2-week stretch, I decided I was moving in the ashram and getting my head shaved. And she's like, Mom's gonna blow it. She's gonna lose it. You're not supposed to be doing this. But it became a whole lifetime. And the next real story is, I was gonna pick one of these boys. I forget which one. Well, I'm talking to myself right now. I'm looking for a 12-year-old. Somebody out there, 12? 12. You have a lot of energy, right? Well, I had all kinds of energy. And Prabhupada used to come out of the temple. His quarters are on the south side of the temple. This is the Vatsika temple now, not the La Cienega temple. And I came flying around the corner. And I was face to face with Prabhupada like this. And his eyes got really, really big. And I've seen I'm sure you've seen pictures where he has a big eye expression. Well, after that, whenever Prabhupada went on walks, it was his close associates, the sannyasis, temple presidents, and I got to go. And I think it's because I came face to face with him. Prabhupada told him, hey, he's coming on walks. I mean, I didn't get a whole lot because I was only 12 and a half, 13. But I got to go on walks with Prabhupada. And I got to ride on a Rath Yatra cart with Subhadra, and Prabhupada was underneath. And then we'll get to his story.
The power of the gloves.
We were going from New Vrindavan to LA because Prabhupada's going to the West Coast. The Radha Damodar bus is how I got a ride to the West Coast. And I believe Sri Galim was the bus driver. And everybody was sleeping. We're going through Texas on I-10. I'm 13 years old. And he says, do you want to drive? He's doing this. You want to drive? I said, sure. So he stands up and lets me get down behind the wheel at 13 years old and driving Radha Damodar down the highway in Texas. Haribo, Jai Srila.
You may be wondering at this point, how did the movement ever survive? How did we get to this day? It's because we had people like this who were just, okay, we're going to do it, whatever it is. Actually, as a point in history, on this day, August 17th in 1965, when Srila Prabhupada was on his way to America, the boat, Jaladuta, docked at Colombo, and some freight was put on the boat, and some of that freight included Srimad Bhagavatams, Srila Prabhupada's Srimad Bhagavatams. Namo, and you all know the pranams that he said. Namo. So, this is what I wrote to His Divine Grace to Prabhupada this year, and I'm going to be saying another pranam that starts out similar, but it's, you'll see it's a little different. And this was something that was written in Sanskrit by Govinda Maharaj, and it was edited by Sridhar Maharaj, who Prabhupada very. Some people are saying no. Can you hear? Yes, no? Okay. So this will be a pranam that was written for His Divine Grace by Sri Govinda Maharaj and edited by Srila Prabhupada's dear friend Sridhar Maharaj. So dear Srila Prabhupada, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Swamin Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupadya Te Namaha. Gurvagyanam Shirashisi Dvatva Saktavesha Swam Hare Krishna Imantra.
What's in mind? No.
I hope we get this together by the time we get to the new temple. Okay, go back to this again.
Would you like me to hold the mic so you can do all that?
No, and, okay.
And Georgina, or is your voice?
Okay. Yeah, so going back to this. Durajganam Sirisha Dritva Saktiveshwar Hare Krishna Mantrena Paskacha Pratya Tarane Viswacharya Pravaryaya Divya Karuna Murtaye Sri Bhagavata Madhurya Gita Gyan Pradayane Gora Sri Rupa Siddhanta Saraswati Nisrani Radha Krishna Padamboja Vingaya Gurave Namaha. For the translation is, I offer my humble obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is Krishna's beloved, is an officer.
Yes.
Can we? Maybe we should just have kirtan, maybe that's what the message is.
Prashada.
Yes. Okay, great. So, who is Krishna's beloved associate and who came down to this planet from Goloka, taking the order of his guru on his head. He is the Shaktavesh, empowered avatar of Nityananda Prabhu personified. He distributed the Hare Krishna mantra all over the Eastern and Western world, delivering and uplifting all fallen souls. He is the best of millions of Jagat Gurus because he is a personification of divine mercy. He has distributed the sweet nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam and the transcendental knowledge of Bhagavad Gita all over the world. He is constantly engaged in exclusive devotional service to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. I offer my humble obeisances unto Srila Prabhupada, who is like a bumblebee, always tasting the nectar of the lotus feet of Sri Radha and Govinda. So this remarkable pranam again was written by Srila Govinda Maharaj, and it was requested by Sridhar Maharaj. So at the present moment, this is my part, at the present moment, your intimate disciples have gathered in Sri Vrindavan Dham. I love technology, it totally. Get this here. I'm just going to end it here because I'm having a battle with the microphone and I'm not coming out the winner. But it's Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Glories to all of your service to this beautiful weekend. Thank you so much. I want to echo the sentiments of my God brothers. I so much appreciate this wonderful festival that you have hosted and all your hard work. It's just absolutely beautiful. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for making it happen.
Thank you for coming.
And thank you for coming. My name is Rasalila Devidasi. I am a co-manager of Athens Krishna House, along with Premalas Prabhu and Dr. Ashok Gupta, who's standing back there taking pictures. So I wrote this from all of our hearts for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our prostrated obeisances at your lotus feet. Today, on the most auspicious day of your appearance, we are remembering you with great reverence and humility as we honor your life's achievements. We are remembering how you worked tirelessly in order to give the conditioned souls of this world an opportunity to achieve self-realization and enlightenment in Krishna consciousness. We are remembering your countless personal sacrifices. We are remembering your struggles in sickness and in health to carry out the orders of your Guru Maharaj, and how you made it seem almost effortless. Now that we are older, we are understanding and realizing more fully the extent of your effort and the intensity of your desire to fulfill those orders. With each passing year, we are better able to understand and appreciate you and your amazing accomplishments. Now that most of your disciples are well past the age when you left for India and came here to America to begin your mission, we are getting the full taste of the challenges of older age. Now, this is a quote from Srila Prabhupada. He says, I have come here in this old age, neither for sightseeing nor for any personal interest. It is for the interest of entire humanity that I am trying to implement the science of Krishna, which will actually make them happy. So it is the duty of every devotee of Lord Krishna to help me by all means. Srila Prabhupada, letter, March 18th, 1966. Your perseverance and your unflinching faith in the instructions of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj and Lord Krishna serve as our shining example of pure devotion and fierce determination. Even as you struggled alone in the early days here in America, you fought on. You knew in your heart that somehow victory was coming. May we also have such faith, determination, and spiritual energy to carry on in the absence of your physical presence. We are forever in your debt. We can never thank you enough, nor can we repay you for all that you have given us. By our efforts here, we aspire to please you and the entire Guru Parampara. We pray for your mercy and for your continued blessings on our collective endeavors, so that we may be able to help you by all means and serve the mission of Lord Chaitanya here in Athens, Ohio. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Your aspiring servants, co-directors of Athens Krishna House, Ashok Gupta, Prem Vilas Das, and Rasalila Devi Dasi. I would just like to say one more thing, because Columbus is an important temple. It's always been an important temple. It's been one of the most original temples started by Hayagriva way back in the early days. Prabhupada was here in May of 1969, and he spoke on campus at a program with Allen Ginsberg. And you can, the transcripts for his lecture are there, that you can find them. So it's quite ecstatic, this place. It always has been here through the earliest days to the years when Malatikuru was in charge.
Now, wasn't this place at that time?
Right, it wasn't this building, but Columbus Yatra has always existed in certain incarnations. I was even here with my former husband, who's now passed away. Nardamuna was the temple president at one time, and this was a base for the Sankirtan devotees especially, from New Vrindavan. There was a restaurant. I mean, there were so many wonderful activities, that took place over the years here. So the changes have been amazing. I don't think anybody could have envisioned the community that exists today, and all of you sitting here. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. So thank you, all of you, so much for all of your service. Hare Krishna.
Many people do not know that Prabhupada also visited Athens in 1969 and gave a lecture.
Yes, from here in 1969, he went to Athens, and came back, then went to New Vrindavan. So, yeah, this is a very wonderful place. Thank you. Thank you for maintaining it.
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauranga Chani Nirvishesha Shambhavari Bhaskar Tadesatani Vanchkapatu Paschaki Paschaki Titanam Prabhupada Vishnu. I'm not going to speak very much, but I just want to say thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for allowing me to still be here after so many years. And I appreciate all of you. And as all the divine personalities who are sitting on this panel, I know all of them from many years ago, even Rasalila when she lived in Vrindavan with her former husband and her child. Malati Prabhu when she was here in Columbus, and I first met her in Vrindavan, and she invited me to move to Columbus. And at that time, I said, well, we'll see what happens. But I'm here, and then Kalanidhi Prabhu, he stayed in Cleveland for some time, but I don't remember him in Cleveland. But,
He was a little boy.
yeah, I remember him.
I was like that.
And then Krishna Pandit Prabhu, of course, so many wonderful pastimes in Puerto Rico, and Yadavacharya, it's pastimes in Cleveland and LA, and then Columbus, Yadava's been all around, so. But I'm just very thankful to still be able to attend another Vyasa Puja with my spiritual master. I mean, it's not like it's guaranteed that you're going to be able to come from one day to the next. You don't know what will happen in your life. So please always pray to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and your respective spiritual masters, and try to serve the devotees to the best of your ability. And Prema Sindhu, did I offend you? Because you've been ignoring me for the last few weeks. If I have offended anyone, please forgive me for my offenses. Because if I've offended you, it's definitely been unintentional. But, we always, sometimes just taking birth, you offend so many people just by taking birth, So, we have conscious and unconscious offenses, but consciously I would never offend any of you personally. So if I have, please forgive me. So I just want to say thank you all for your dedication, your sacrifices. And I was just so amazed yesterday with the young people who were offering their gifts in Krishna consciousness in the form of dance and song. And everything, it was just so beautiful, even though they were shy and, and so many people came forward. But, it's like, as a family, because we are a family, even though some of us we don't know, it's extended family, personal family, paternal, maternal family, but we're all family. And Srila Prabhupada built a house in which we could all live peacefully. And the importance of the new temple building is more than just mortar and dirt and bricks. It's more than just the money, because the way Kali Yuga is progressing and the way things are going on now, to be able to have a place when things really get rough, and Srila Prabhupada used to talk about it, that devotees will need a place to take shelter. So we need to build this new temple in the community and band together as a family so that if anything, we pray that it doesn't, but the situation of the world today, we will maybe need a place to go, to be able to grow food and, to be able to worship Krishna nicely. And, some people won't have jobs and some people won't have houses, even though they may have had good jobs and houses, but these things are not guaranteed. It says, trust no future, however bright. Anything could change at any moment. So let's build this temple, get on the land, start growing, flowers and boga for the deities and preaching and spreading Krishna consciousness unlimitedly. So thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes. That's what I'm going to do. Shibru, please convey your.
Hare Krishna. Actually, I was not prepared for this, but I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone.
Speak from the heart.
Yes, I will speak from the heart. Correct. I never met Prabhupada. Actually, when Prabhupada left for America, I left for IIT Kanpur. Even though I grew up in Mathura, I had no idea of ISKCON. But later, I knew ISKCON existed, and I had visited some temples. We used to go to Vrindavan, close to Mathura, and my mother was a devotee of Krishna, so we grew up with that Krishna consciousness at home. Like, she would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to Yamuna, take bath, and then go to Dwarkadhish temple, then come back home.
Stop right there. Do you know what we got up and took bath every morning?
Yeah, at 2 o'clock probably.
At 2 o'clock? I'm just saying. But the being Vrindavan, beautiful. That's incredible.
Thank you so much. So I grew up in the Vaishnava home, and in about 2020, I got re-indoctrinated to ISKCON by the mercy of Rasa Leela. I was going to go to Peace Corps in 2020, but Rasa Leela convinced me there's no need to go to Peace Corps. There are enough opportunities serve here.
And my first services started with New Vrindavan taking care of inventory of their gift shop. And since then, I've been involved in a few projects here in Columbus. And then the idea came, why don't we start Krishna House in Athens again? I dig up some history. I looked up all this archive research I did going to the library and seeing what has been published about Krishna consciousness in Athens. And just before I go there, when I started my job in Athens in 1984, my family went to the Krishna House on Mill Street. That was the first Krishna House on Mill Street. It used to be called Pink House at that time. Yeah. But I do not have any recollection after one or two visits of what happened. I think I got busy with day-to-day life. Maya caught me.
Did you take any sweet rice while you were there?
Yes, sweet rice. And then we did visit.
It worked.
It worked. And when my mother visited us, then we took her to New Vrindavan also, and I have photographs. And the altar where Ram Darbar was also there at that time in 1986, 87, I think, or maybe earlier, 85. Ram Darbar was also there.
By Bahulavan?
No, it was in the current temple, but there was Ram Darbar, but that has been removed now. So then I read about Prabhupada from the books written by Shyam Sundar, those 3 volumes. I only read 2. And I realized what an entrepreneur Prabhupada was. He introduced Krishna consciousness, and I consider that as like a new product being introduced in the market of America, where nobody knew what Krishna consciousness is. How much risk he took, and how he convinced that that was the right thing to follow. And that's an inspiration to me, that coming to a foreign land, not knowing what he will encounter, and he created such an amazing product that is being now considered valuable throughout the world. And I owe myself to Prabhupada's awesome entrepreneurship in doing what he did. And now all of you are carrying that spirit forward and building a new temple, building more temples, and engaging people to see that there is a life better than what we are used to. And I'm doing my humble contribution to that help, and thank you for the opportunity.
Any of you not been to the Athens House, I highly recommend you to go there. Their program is on Sundays from 4 to 7, and it's a small house, but it's a beautiful house. So yes, please. Yes, please.
If anybody, if anybody would like to read about Prabhupada's visit to Athens, Ohio, we have a newspaper article, and if you give your address or email address to Ashok, he can send that article to you.
Yes. I know this is the nectar. We don't want to end the program here. The time being like it's already 2 o'clock here. Yes, if you want to hear more of memories of Srila Prabhupada, you can visit the YouTube, and there is a Prabhupada memories DVDs are there. You can also hear there as well. So yes, and we want to thank all the devotees for their studies. Like there are a lot of volunteers came and made the festival biggest success of this year. So we want to thank all the devotees for coming and helping with the festival. There are a couple of devotees sponsored today's Sunday feast. I would like to announce these names. Priyanka and Animesh family on the occasion of Anurag's 15th birthday. And also Swapna and Ravi Balireddy family as a sponsor. And that's the program. So we are going to serve the prasadam in the backyard. We'll all go there and we can hang the prasadam. You can conclude.
He's rushing because, you know, the movie starts at 4.
4 o'clock. Yes, exactly. Yes, of course. Sorry, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, we are screening the Mahavatar Narasimha movie at 4 o'clock today. If you want watched it, it's in Kannada and Hindi. And please see Ram Kirtan Prabhu. He's in the backyard, so you can get the tickets from him. The movie starts at exactly 4 o'clock. So you can take the plates and you can hang the prasadam. You can directly go to the movie as well. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
It's an awesome movie.
It's a good movie.
Lita Mataji, awesome.
Prabhupada's name's right across the screen, first when it starts up.
So, why don't you just tell them, they have to offer it to Srila Prabhupada. It's
Okay.
Prabhupada.
Lita Mataji has brought it here, so we just want to offer it to Prabhu.
It's for you to, or anybody to offer to Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. So we can conclude.
Ocean of Mercy in front of the phone.
As prasadam praise, we can conclude the program. Mahaprasade Govinde, Mama Brahmani Vaishnave, Svalpa Punya Ratam Rajan, Vishwasanaiva Jayate, Sharira Vidyaja, Jodindriya Taheka, Jive Fale Vishaya Sagare, Tara Madhya Jivati, Lobo Mashvagamati, Take Jata Katina Samsare, Krishna Goda Doyamoy, Kori Bare Jiva Jai, Swaprasadana Dilo Bai, Shayanamrita Radha Krishna Gunagaya Vimedako Chaitanya Nitai Jai Nimai Jai Nitai Jai Nimai Jai Nitai Shri Radha Vrindavan Nitai Jagannath Mahaprasadam ki. We are serving the prasadam in the backyard. Please proceed. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, any idea when it's possible?
Huh?